Good day to all of you. This is Sanjay sir, and today we are going to see the second term lesson for grade 10 for the GCE ordinary level, that is data representation. We will see what are the topics that we are going to learn in this particular chapter. The first one would be computer data representation, in which we will be talking about how a data, whatever the data that is input into the computer, is represented inside the computer. And then we will talk about the four number systems, then the most and the least significant positional values, conversion among the four number systems that we saw earlier, which is very important, data storage capacities, the storage capacities of different storage devices and storage capacity of external devices, plus the speed of different storage device. The last one, four coding systems that we are going to use in computing. In today's video, we will be focusing on the first three topics, that is computer data representation, the four number systems, and the most and the least significant positional values. So computer data representation. Now if you see, when you type in a value from your keyboard, a signal is first sent to the system unit. In the system unit, your signal is converted to binary. That is because machines understand only binary languages, whereas we understand human language. So when we type something from the keyboard or the mouse or whatever the input device that we are using, it is first converted to a binary value, because machines understand machine language. And then this binary value is sent to, in this case, the video memory. In the video memory, it will identify that this code is representing the letter A. Then what it does is, it will take this A, the symbol A, and display it in your monitor. Now when this happens, whatever the input devices that you are using, it will always send a signal to the system unit, and from the system unit it will be converted to binary, and then from there it will go to the video memory, and whatever the changes that should happen according to your input will be displayed in your screen. So this is how data travels inside your computer. We have to talk about number system. We know anything that we type or input into the computer are represented using numbers. Why? Because computers understand only numbers. A group of numbers that the computer can understand is called the number system. So the computer can understand not only binary, they understand four different types of numbers, or convert among four different types of numbers. Let's see the number systems, or the numbers that are there in the number systems. I will use this table, which is already available in your textbooks, to represent these different number systems. The first one that you are going to see is binary. The next one will be octal. Then we have the decimal, which we are very familiar with. The last one is hexadecimal. We know when I say binary, the word bi means 2, and octal or octagon means 8, decimal or DEC, decagon or whatever, means 10, hexa means 6, and decimal means 10, which means it's going to add up to 16. So from the names itself, we can identify their base values. Binary has 2 as the base value, octal has 8 as the base value, decimal will have 10 as the base value, whereas hexadecimal will have 16 as the base value. Now the next column is the symbol column. The number of symbols that you can use in each of these number system depends on the base value. Let's say for the binary value we have only 2, so I have only 2 symbols in binary. I can use either 0 or 1, not anything else. In octal, I have 8 as the base value, so I should have 8 symbols which will go from 0 to 7. Then decimal, 10 values, that is 0 to 9. And the final one, hexadecimal, I have 16 values, 0 to 9 and 10 to 15 will be represented using alphabetical symbols. This is because after the value 9 I have the value 10. So 10 can be represented using 1 and 0, and 11 1 and 1, 12 is 1 and 2. So we will have a small confusion whether it is 1 0 or 10. So for all the 2-digit numbers we are going to represent it using A, B, C, D, E, F. There's no other reason for that. The reason is we will get confused between 1 0 and 10 or 1 1 or 11 in number systems. So we are going to use these values for 10 to 15. The number systems, the values for A will be 10, B will be 11, C 12, D 13, E 14, and finally F will be representing the value 15. The use of binary numbers. Now let's see why we use binary number. A binary number will be either 0 or 1. Now in electronics, if you see, number 1 represents on and number 0 represents off. That is why for the power button we have this particular symbol 1 and 0. So in electronics, binary is very useful in getting values out of circuits. The next use of binary numbers would be representation of colors. Now you can see the value here for RGB. It goes from 0 to 255, maximum of 255 I can use for RGB. So in this RGB section I am going to use actually a set of binary numbers. So a byte will represent red, another byte will represent green, and another byte will represent blue. Different values of these colors will give me different shades here. Number systems will have 3 parts in it. The first one is called a unit, second one number, third one can be a base, or we rather call it a radix. A unit is something which has one value. For example, let's say a car is 1 unit, a bug is 1 unit, a stone is 1 unit. Any one object can be considered as a unit. Numbers are actually the symbols that we use for different numbers. For 1 we use this symbol, for 3 I will use this symbol, for 8 this symbol. For different numbers we are going to use different symbols. So number will represent the symbol that we use to represent a value, and the base values or the radix are for the 4 different base values. We will be using 2, 8, 10 and 16 as the base values. All these 3 together will form or create a number system. Let's look at the decimal number system. Now remember, any number system can be represented or demonstrated using a counting frame. We call this the counting frame. A counting frame is actually a derivative of the old instrument called the abacus. So not only decimal numbers, any number system, all 4 number systems can be represented using this counting frame. So we will see how we can use this counting frame to represent all 4 different number systems. First we'll look at the decimal number system, and this is the counting frame that I'm going to use for the decimal number system. The first thing that I have to do is I have to write the base values for each of the lines of the counting frame, and for each of these base value I'm going to give a power from 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, however much you have, you can give the power. Now when I give the value or the power to this base value, it will give me a certain value. For 10 to the power 0, it will give me the value 1. For 10 to the power 1, it will give me the value 10. For the next one, it will give me 100, 1000 and 10,000. And it will go on if the number or the counting frame is larger. So we know in decimal number system, the maximum number of symbols that I can use is 10. So the number of beads I can use in this particular counting frame for the decimal number system, for one line, a maximum of 9 beads I can use. I cannot use more than that because a decimal number system is representing only 10 symbols. So I cannot go more than 9 beads in this. So let's represent a number and see. Let's represent the number 345. We know that 345 is made up of 300 plus 40 plus 5. Then I'm going to put in the beads from the rightmost corner, that is the ones. I need 5 ones to represent 5 in the number that has been given. And for 40, I will need 4 tens. For 40, to create 40, I need 4 tens, so I will use 4 beads in the next line. And for 100 or 300, I will need 3 beads to represent 300 in this line. So to represent 345 in decimal numbers, I will use the counting frame like this. Let's look at another number, 2350. Here in the last column, I will not have any beads because the value is 0. If you see the tens, yes, 50. For 5 beads, I can create 50 here. So 50 will be created using 5 beads, and 300 using 3 beads, and 2000 for 2 beads. So this is how you represent 2350 in decimal number in a counting frame. Let's look at the binary number system. The counting frame I'm using for binary number system is rather long because I am going to represent 8 bits or a byte in the counting frame here. So as we know, the power of 2 values are given because the base value for binary number is 2. So 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1, 2 to the power 2, and it will go on until 2 to the power 8. And for each of these, we have values 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and 128. It is better to remember these numbers because in binary conversions, we will be using mostly this number line. Alright, now let's see how many symbols that we have in binary. In binary, I have 2 symbols, 0 and 1. So that means I can represent a maximum of 1 bead in this. So we'll represent this particular binary number and see what happens. Starting from the rightmost, I have 1 for the first number, then rest 3 will be 0, so I will not be using a bead there. Another 1 here, another 0, another 1, 1. So this is how you represent the binary number in the number system. It will be a bead for each one that you see. Then the octal number system. In the octal number system, we have the base as 8. So 8 to the power 0 to 8 to the power 4 I have written here. And each of these will have the value 1864, 512, 4096. We know that it has 8 symbols, so the maximum number of beads I can use will be 0 to 7. So the beads will go on from 0 to 7, that is 7 beads maximum in this counting frame. When representing a number, let's say 447, the last number is 7, so I will be using 7 beads to represent here. And the next number is 4 beads for 8 and 4 beads for 64. Let's now represent the hexadecimal numbers. This is the counting frame. So 16 to the power 0 to 16 to the 3 we have here 1, 16, 256 and 4096. Since the base value is 16, we can go on till 0 to 15 numbers. So I can use 15 beads in my representation. Let's say I need to represent 564 base 16 in this counting frame. 4 will be the last value, so I will be using 4 beads here and 6 beads here, and the final one 5 beads for 256. So this will be the representation of 564 base 16. Let's say I am going to represent the alphabet letter F. F is 15. So I am going to use only one line here, the last line, that is the rightmost one, and I am going to use it as 15 beads. A maximum of 15 beads I can use here. So all 15 beads I will be using to represent F base 16. So this is how you represent counting frames for each number system. Now the next topic that we have to see is the most significant and the least significant positional values. Now we have a certain rule to find out the most and the least significant values. For whole numbers, the rule is this: the value in the extreme right is the least significant value. So whatever you find in the extreme right, whether it's a 0 or whatever the number, it is going to be the least significant value. The value in the extreme left, which is not a 0, is the most significant value. Here we are considering the 0 law. If there's a 0 in front of the number, then we will not take that as the most significant. Any number that is not 0 we are going to take as the most significant value. For decimal numbers, we have the same type of rule, but in this time it says the value in the extreme right, which is not a 0, is the least significant value. Now we are going to see the 0 in the right side as well, and the value in the extreme left, which is not a 0, is the most significant value. So in decimal numbers, in both the ends, right and left, I am going to look for the 0. If there's a 0, I am not going to take it. I am going to take the other number which is next to 0. But for whole numbers, in the right side we don't consider about the 0. In the left side we consider about the 0. So these are the rules for positional values. So let's consider some numbers and see what their most and the least significant positional values would be. The first number for whole number is 245. The last one, the least significant, we can say 5, and the most significant, because there is no 0, it should be 2. So these two should be my most and the least significant values. Let's consider this. At the end here, I have a 0, but still it should be considered as the least significant because we are not considering the 0 law here. But here there's a 0. We are not taking this 0 because we are looking at the 0 law when you are looking at the leftmost one or the most significant value. So 7 and 0 should be the most and the least significant values. The next number here, there are 2 preceding zeros. I am not going to take that. At the right hand there's no 0, so 9 and 8 would be the numbers. I have a binary number here, base 2 number. Still it's a whole number, so the last 0 will be taken and the first one will be taken as the most and the least values. Here again the binary number, last 0 will be taken, but the first 0 will not be taken. We will take the 1 there instead of the 0. So these two will be my most and the least significant values. Now let's look at some decimal values. 05.439. Here I'm going to look at the zero law in both the sides. So if I see a 0, I'm not going to take it anyway on either sides. So 5 and 9 should be the answer. Here 4 and 9 should be the answer. Here 1 and 7. Here 1 and 1. Here again 1 and 1. So in decimal it's pretty easy because we are not going to take any zeros. But when you are considering whole numbers, on the right side if there's a 0 you take it, or else on the left side if there's a 0 you don't take it. You can see there are no zeros colored red here on this side, but there are zeros on this side. But here in the decimal part there are no zeros on either side. So this is how you identify the most and the least significant values. This can be done not only for decimal or binary, this can be done for all the 4 number systems. Fine. So this will end up the lesson for this video. In the next video we will start with the conversion of numbers between the number systems. So until then, this is Sanjay sir signing off. Take care and God bless you.